Hi, this is Frank Shamrock, MMA legend, UFC superstar, and you're listening to MMA Crip Fighting Talk.
Gregory Stone, MMAcript.com. On today's show, I'll be speaking with the Hulk, Palelei. Soa is set to face Daniel Omielanczuk November 8th in Sydney, Australia at UFC Fight Night Bisping versus Rockhold. With that, welcome to the show, Hulk.
Thanks for having me on.
It's my pleasure, Soa. Now, Soa, I've noticed that you've been training over at AKA Thialand at the minute. I think that's headed up by Mike Swick. Was there a particular reason you began training at AKA Thialand?
Well, basically, I came here before my Cincinnati fight, and loved the place is awesome. I've never seen a place like AKA Thailand before. The facilities is just crazy. It's got everything here. Mike's done a really good job with the place. So obviously the stand up, the Muay Thai and stuff over here is nothing next to nothing. So it's the best. So not to mention the strength and conditioning, the air sessions, and then I've got two heavyweights. One of them is they're both Iranian, but one of them is a two-time gold medalist in Greco. So and another guy is a pro boxer, plus he's a national champion pro boxer and a freestyle wrestler as well. So awesome to have him here. So but to top it off, it's a great place, and Mike's done a good job.
Is AKA Thailand, is that going to be a permanent place for you now, Hulk? Have you sort of like fitting in with the team now? You like the setting, the culture, etc.?
Yeah, I like it. The good thing about here is you wake up and you hop on a scooter and you go to training. You finish training, you come back and you eat and sleep, and then go back to training again, and then it all happens. It's like Groundhog Day. It happens the same thing happens the next day and the next day and the next day. So you just kind of just training, and which is a good thing. I think back in Australia, you get distracted a lot, but man, I love it here. It's the facilities are awesome, the people are awesome, and I'll definitely be back here again.
Have you managed to check out much of the scenery? Because from what I understand, I've never been to Thailand, but I understand that there's like markets and there's food on there. There's like snake's blood, there's scorpions, there's insects. Have you done any of that weird stuff where you've been eating these insects, etc.?
Nah, I don't really want to upset my stomach, especially for this fight. So I'll just leave that to the locals. But I have been to the night markets and some crazy food there, and there's just normal food as well. But the crazy food, I'll just leave that to the locals to eat. But yeah, I've seen a lot of worms and insects and that they eat. But you get that in different kind of countries. But yeah.
Not your thing then, so.
No, not my thing. If I wasn't fighting, and I might probably try it, but yeah, not on this camp.
I'm sure there was. I think it was either Phil Broney or I forget his name now. He was lightweight in the UFC at one time. Well, it doesn't matter. Now I want to move on to your opponent, Daniel Omielanczuk. Now, I've been watching him briefly. I haven't gone into detail. I've watched about 10 minutes of tape on him. He's got a very wide stance. To me, he's very predictable on the feet. Throws 1-2 combinations. He doesn't really feint much. Would you agree with that statement there?
Yeah, he's he throws a lot of kicks.
He doesn't set them up though. That's the thing I noticed. Normally people like to throw combinations and throw kick last. He just throws the kick out there constant. He doesn't even mix it with punches. He's just constant with the kicks.
Yeah, well, that's and we've been working a lot with the Thai coaches here and that. So, especially with we've got some things, some really good things for this fight. So, I'm really looking forward to it. This is the fittest I've ever been for any fight. And the thing is, with Mike being with AKA and fighting at AKA over in San Jose, he's obviously bringing their program over here to AKA Thailand. So. And I just training here and just thinking, wow, I know now why Kane and DC, Daniel Cormier and the guys that train out of AKA are so their gas tanks are so massive because of their program. It's crazy. So, I'm looking forward to it. Someone's going to get knocked out in this fight.
Speaking of the gas tank, if there's one criticism I have of Omielanczuk, it's his gas tank. Is that something you're looking to exploit? And would you agree with me? That's what I personally think. Would you agree also that he might fade in the later rounds?
You never know. It's how you come on the day. You could train and train and train, and you're ready to go. But as soon as you hop in there, if you're not switched on, if your head's not there, But I have watched his fight, and he does seem to kind of fade out. But we'll see, man, because I'm going to be pushing the pace. So can't wait for November 8th.
Well, you talk about the AK guys coming over from America, the States. I know that Luke Rockhold's headlining this card. Have you been working with Luke Rockhold in Thailand?
No, Luke was here way before then, and then he went for the press conference and then went shot off straight back to AK in San Jose. So so I didn't get a chance to. He left well as I got here, so I missed him. But then we caught up for the press conference over in Sydney. But yeah, it would have been good to do some training with him. But it's all good. We'll obviously probably cross paths in the near future. But man, I'm just so excited with this fight, especially being in Sydney, and definitely no nerves. But I just got to go out there and improve myself. So.
Do you think that AK Thailand can be as successful in terms of reputation as the AK in the United States?
It already is.
Yeah.
They got the cream. They got the good thing about AK in Thailand. They got the best stand-up coach. They got a guy named Fashan, and he was 2011 Thai Fighter of the Year. So you think of all the Thai fighters in Thailand, this guy was Thai Fighter of the Year in 2011, and he's had about over 400 fights. And he just to have him at this, and obviously the other guys there and other stand-up coaches there, it's awesome. So you don't get that anywhere else in the world where there's obviously other gyms over in Thailand, but you don't get that where you've just got you got awesome stand-up where you can go and do a stand-up Muay Thai class or something like that. Then they've got the wrestling stuff as well. You got these two guys that one of them is a two-time gold medalist in world champion in Greco-Roman wrestling. So doing the wrestling, and then you've got the BJJ coach, and then so you've got everything there. So and it's just I love the facilities. I just love going there. The people are good as well. They treat it like a family, and So and the thing is, I've got a gym in Australia called Hulk MMA and Fitness as well. So. We want to kind of do what they're doing over in.
I was going to say, would you be taking any tips over to your coaching style at the Hulk gym?
Absolutely. You obviously I've been traveling for a long time to different parts of the world, and picking up things here and there. So I've been around for a while, but definitely, I think. I've been all over the world, but I think the facilities at AK Thailand is next to none. It's crazy.
Is it sort of like old school training too in Thailand? Sort of like old school methods? Obviously, I'm alluding to the Kickboxer film because, like I said, I've never been out to Thailand, but he's got branches, etc. He's stretching out the branches. Is it sort of like some old school training that you never see in the States too? In terms of like kicking trees with your shins, etc. Some crazy stuff like that.
It's no, we don't kick trees. We just kick the bags and pads. So that's.
I've probably been watching too much Kickboxer.
Fine, just go there.
Well,
I think you're watching too many videos.
Oh, sorry, we had a delay in the connection there, so I thought there was a pause in silence. Carry on what you're saying.
No, I think you've been watching.
Probably so. Well, let's talk about DC, Daniel Cormier. Before you lost to Rose Holt, Daniel Cormier was your last loss. And after that fight, you said that you would never lose again. He was very determined. Now, you went on an 11-fight win streak after that. just tell us what your mind frame is now. Are you more determined after your last loss to Rosalt than you was with the Daniel Cormier win, with the Daniel Cormier loss? Because something tells me we're about to expect another big win streak from you there, so.
Yeah, I just that's just one of those things. I didn't really get to go to a good wrestling camp. Fighting. I obviously do a quick turnaround from Cincinnati into the Roshold fight, so I didn't get to go into a quick camp, a good wrestling camp. But make no mistake on this one, I've left nothing out. So I've made sure that I'm 100. For Sydney, so.
Now, I'm looking at your record, Soa. You've only been the distance once in 25 fights, and that was your last fight. Is there a particular reason for that? Because it's very, very rare.
If I get you on the ground, man, it's over. You're going to sleep. But yeah, that's my style of fighting. If I get on top, I'm gonna put your lights out. But in saying that, it's could be anyone's. Anything can happen in MMA. There's so many fights that people kind of banked on, and then it just turned around and they end up losing. So, but you just don't know. But in my head, I'm never going to lose again. So I want to be in there. I want to get into the top 10. Obviously, one day be the UFC champ, but. That's a long shot away. We just want to keep pushing and keep getting in that top 10 and keep working and striving for that.
Well, you say that. Is it, looking at the UFC right now, it's very open in terms of like 1 or 2 victories, well, not one, but certainly 2 or 3 victories, especially if you finish your opponents, certainly can propel you a lot quicker into title contention than any of the other UFC divisions. Now, is it important not to dwell on your last loss?
Yeah, absolutely. It pissed me off after my last loss because it wasn't me. But just no use dwelling on the past. You keep going forward, and we keep stepping forward, and in saying that, in stepping forward, I ain't stepping forward. I'm running. So I want to push and push, and I want to keep pushing. So this is why I'm over here, and. This is why I'm pushing the boundaries, and I'm definitely not leaving anything out for this fight.
Well, I know you push for time, so just one last question, Soa. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans who will be tuning in November 8th to watch your fight?
Quick shout out to obviously you for interviewing me and spreading the Hulk out there. But if it wasn't for you, people like you and that helped us fighters, get out there. I really appreciate it. For all the fans out there, thank you for the comments and all the support. If it wasn't there for the people that buying the tickets and posters and merchandise, man, we wouldn't be any of us fighters wouldn't be here. So, and my sponsors, my sponsors have been awesome. R9WA, they're massive. Designer Meats, they're being good. Innovator Hair Loss Solution, so. Mac Boots. I've got my own shoe out, so I've been blessed, and and with that I can step into the octagon and do my thing full time.
To any listeners, we lost connection a little bit briefly on 1 or 2 questions, so my apologies for that. Soa, it's my pleasure anytime. Okay, from the MMA Crypt Fighting Talk Show, thank you for watching.
I've got a movie that comes out October 16th, which is today, called Son of a Gun, with Ewan McGregor and a lot of top actors in it as well. So,
wow, if you have time, check that out. Okay, from the MMA Crypt Fighting Talk Show, thank you for watching.